Welcome to Everything Credit Cards, where we use credit cards to build good financial habits and, best of all, get free stuff. If you like free stuff as much as I do me a favor and hit the like button down below, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a video. Thank you very much for your support. Now on to the video topic. It's time to duel. If you are watching this channel, you probably recognize that credit card rewards are very similar to a card game. Now, I didn't take my old dual disc out of mothballs for nothing. Just like a card game, we must strategize how to maximize our rewards and benefits, because as much as we may want to, we can't have every single credit card. We only have so much space in our wallets. Credit card companies make it seem in their advertising that their one card they're pushing is the only card you will ever need. And for some people, this is definitely true. Those people aren't too interested in optimizing reward earnings, and to be honest, I completely understand. It takes a certain amount of dedication to keep track of which credit cards to use at which merchants, and it's easier sometimes just to use a card like the Citi Double Cash card to get 2% back on everything and leave it at that. For years, that was my strategy, and it made things quite easy. However, if you want to get the most free stuff out of your credit cards, it is important to think not only about what your rewards categories are, but how well the credit card rewards systems play with each other. And for this, I follow a 5-level synergy model for how cards synergize with each other. So, starting off with level 5. Level 5 synergy describes cards within the same rewards family. For example, famous trifecta families like the Chase trifecta, Citi trifecta, or the Amex trifecta are great examples of this. Also, the relationship between the Saver One card and the Venture lineup is also another good example, even though they don't exist as a trifecta. In each case, the 3 cards that comprise their respective trifectas earn different rewards multipliers in different categories, but they can all be combined into one pot to make those points more valuable. For example, the Chase trifecta setup, using the Chase Sapphire Reserve as the primary travel card, instantly boosts all points from the Chase Freedom Unlimited and the Chase Freedom Flex to be worth at least 1.5 cents per point when redeemed through the travel portal, compared to the 1 cent per point those cards earn on their own. Similarly, all the other trifecta setups make use of a central travel card that give you access to transfer partners that can get you more than 1 cent per point, sometimes up to 4 cents per point in value. Now, when developing a credit card strategy, I like to focus on one of these trifectas and then build a support structure around that trifecta in the form of cashback cards and even some hotel or airline cards. Speaking of cashback cards, we have level 4 synergy. Now, this is where I preface this by saying that I'm assuming you're going for some kind of free travel setup here, because all cashback cards all earn the same type of rewards, regardless of the bank they come from. And this is actually an advantage of cashback cards that I will get into in a later video. Now, the advantage of cashback cards here is they can easily supplement credit card point systems due to the fact that they put the cash directly into your pocket, which you can then use to spend on anything you want. I think one example that comes to mind is paying for the miscellaneous expenses like dining and souvenirs while traveling. While you can definitely pay for your flights and hotels with transferable points, other expenses occurred during traveling usually cannot be. Good examples of good supplemental cards are the Custom Cash, which gives you 5% back in your top spend category. It gives you the flexibility to cover for the gaps in your rewards multipliers. Other 5% rotating category cards like the Discover It or Chase Freedom Flex can also be great examples of cards to help fill in gaps. Now, we did mention airline and hotel cards previously, and this is where I talk about level 3 synergy. Level 3 synergy describes cards that earn rewards currencies that your main card can transfer to. Usually these are airline and hotel cards. For example, Chase has United as a transfer partner and therefore has level 3 synergy with any of the United Mileage Plus credit cards. One usually has a card with this level of synergy because it gives specific benefits. For example, The United Explorer card gives you free checked bags and visits to the United Club lounges. Another good example is the Wyndham Earner Plus card with a Capital One Venture X setup, as Wyndham is a transfer partner of Capital One, but it also offers some good multipliers like 6x on gas, and it also gives you platinum status at Wyndham. Now, level 3 synergy is usually the lowest level of synergy that I recommend. However, there are exceptions to this that we will get into as we talk about level 2 and level 1. Level 2 synergy. Level 2 synergy describes cards that are of different reward schemes, but will share some common transfer partners. An example of this is the Chase Sapphire Reserve and the Amex Platinum, which both have British Airways and Singapore Airlines, among others, as transfer partners. The reason why I rank this relationship so low is because finding common transfer partners really limits your redemption options. This will often prevent you from using your points in the most optimal way on both reward schemes. However, an exception exists to this if you know you frequently travel with a particular company and don't care much for the other options. For example, I mentioned Singapore Airlines before. If you do travel with Singapore Airlines frequently, and you have the Amex Gold card along with the Chase trifecta, that might work for you. However, in general, I like to follow this simple philosophy with rewards. Rewards are worthless if you can't use them. There's no point in making 10x per dollar spent if you can't ever redeem them, and this point really comes into play as we talk about level 1. Level 1 synergy. Level 1 synergy describes a relationship between two cards when their rewards have nothing in common. They aren't transfer partners of each other, they don't share transfer partners, and sometimes that reward can only be redeemed at a particular retailer or vendor. An easy example of this is the My Best Buy Visa card, which earns My Best Buy points, which are then exchanged for Best Buy gift certificates in $5 increments. Now, in theory, this card earns 5% back at Best Buy, but if you don't shop there enough to redeem them, your points sit there at best and at worst expire. Now, I would only consider a card with level 1 synergy if the benefits vastly outweigh any drawbacks. For example, if you had the Wyndham Earner business card, you get diamond status at Wyndham Properties, and you can match that status to Caesars, MGM, and Hyatt, and Best Western. Hyatt is a transfer partner of Chase. It also gives you 15,000 Wyndham points back every year, which is about $160 in value, all for a $95 annual fee. So in some tangential case, this particular card is actually related to the Chase trifecta. Now, on a more personal note, I recently signed up with the Citi A Advantage Platinum Select card, even though my main setup is a Chase trifecta. And this is because I'm going to be flying on American Airlines soon, and I got it just for the sole purpose of having that free checked bag while I don't have to pay an annual fee. Once the year is up, I actually plan to product change this into a Citi Custom Cash or something like that, as American Airlines doesn't have a hub where I live. In conclusion, I hope you think not just about how much rewards you can get, but also how you can redeem those rewards. Another rule to remember is that you should never have to spend money you wouldn't have otherwise spent to redeem your rewards. I'm going to go back to the example of the My Best Buy Rewards Visa, because this is a card I personally have as it is one of my oldest accounts. And this card, again, rewards you in the form of $5 gift certificates to spend at Best Buy. However, 90% of the time you are forcing yourself to buy something to use your points before they expire. In fact, the retailers know this and are definitely counting on it. And for this reason, I actually don't use my Best Buy Rewards Visa at all. It's sort of a sock drawer card for me. I hope this information was useful to you. I'd love to hear what you think in the comments down below. If you want to see more videos like this and how to get free stuff with credit cards, you can support the channel by liking this video and subscribing down below. Thank you for watching. Let's go out there and get some free stuff.